Hello, unbreakable lovers.
We're in sunny Noosa. Not so sunny
It's
Noosa
not so sunny
today, but it has been good.
It has been great,
Yeah.
but we're talking about addiction. Sometimes you can have great addictions. We've got a great addiction. We like to run away and have fun together. But today, quickly, we want to talk about is there any addictions in your relationship that is really affecting you or being destructive? Because sometimes we think of addictions as, or we only think of big addictions, whether it be a sexual or pornographic addiction or an alcohol addiction or gambling addiction or some kind of addiction like that. But there's a lot of little things in our life that are addictions or moving towards addictions that can really cause challenges in our relationship.
Yeah, and I mean, I've had a little addiction of late, and I can't say that it impacted our relationship apart from making me more tired and sleep deprived. But, you know, it's really interesting, like the smartphones on their own can cause a problem, right, in relationships, you know, when you're constantly on there and you know, that's taking all your emotional energy. But for me, it was like listening to podcasts. I put podcasts in my ear to go to sleep.
Yep.
And I did that for like 3 years, and it was great because I was learning stuff, but it actually became, I was so used to that sound at bed, you know, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I would have to put it on again to get me to sleep, you know, even though I had a sleep timer and it'd click off, I'd wake up and I would try and stop it, and I'd be awake for hours trying to go to sleep because I couldn't handle not having that noise in my ear. So I have broken that.
So there you go. You've got, like, podcasts are great. We're always listening to podcasts, but sometimes even the good things can affect our relationship, because sometimes you'd wake up, you'd be in the morning, so you'd be tired. But look, whether it be, you know, addiction to coming home from work and just getting on Facebook, or maybe watching too much TV, or you know, there's a lot of young guys who get married and seem to spend sometimes more time gaming.
Yeah,
and gaming, there's nothing wrong with a lot of these things, but if it starts to become an addiction or moving towards that, it can really affect your relationship.
Yeah, and COVID, you know, COVID where everything was so crazy, and sitting out having a glass of wine in front of our little campfire,
that was
with
fun.
so much uncertainty. But, you know, when COVID moves on and then you're wanting that glass of wine, and, you know, like there's so many aspects. Actually, COVID created a lot of alcoholics and a lot of dependent people on some of these things.
Yes, a couple, really. We just don't want to be dependent on other things. And look, we want to encourage you to just be a mirror to your partner. In actual fact, you know, maybe make a time in the next week to catch up and just say, hey, hun, you know, is there anything you see in my life that is that is robbing me, or maybe I'm going down a road of spending too much time with, because we don't want to be dependent on things. We really want to be dependent and have fun on each other. And more than ever today, there's a lot of people with addictions, and it is really destroying relationships. So
so don't get hung up on the word addictions. I know that's a strong word, but even if you're moving down a certain pathway where you're struggling to stop doing something, and that's creating a problem in your relationship or in your life. Yeah,
maybe it's time to consider being more addicted to loving your partner, having fun. So, anyway, we just want to encourage you all to just make a time to have a chat, talk about it, because sometimes we can't see it, but our partner can. So let's rip the Band-Aid off our addictions, or off these things that are robbing us of maybe sleep, or robbing us of quality time as a couple, or maybe it is, you know, alcohol or some other kind of addiction where you just got to pull back. And but it starts with awareness.
Absolutely.
So, guys,
let's go for a surf, Rick. What do
go for a surf, yeah.
You go first.
I went for a swim yesterday. It was good. Anyway, guys,
Bye.
let's rip the Band-Aid off them and not be controlled by them. Hey, bye.